So if you ever found yourself in a big box store or a mall and you're passing by groups of dozens, if not hundreds of people, and everyone just kind of blends in together, it's just a sea of faces. And then suddenly in that group of people you spot a familiar face, someone you actually know personally, someone that you actually know their name, and they stick out like a sore thumb. And that suddenly it's not just a sea of strangers, there's actually someone you know. I think that's really interesting. I know what you're thinking. Hey, you're that nature dude, and that's not very much of a story about the natural world, but there's a parallel there. You see, plants and animals are the same way. We sometimes spend our whole life walking right by things. We look out the window when we're driving down the road, we see a sea of green, and we just call it weeds or grass, when there's probably hundreds of species in that plot that we're looking at. But what's interesting is that once you learn the name of one of those individual plants, you will see it every time you pass by it. It's no longer going to blend in. And I think it's really important for us to do that. And a great example, I'm going to turn my camera around here. A great example of that is these small white flowers here, if you can see those. These are buttonweed. And they a pretty common flower in lawns and yards. And today we've got the kids at a state park to walk around and enjoy the outdoors on this holiday weekend. And I walked past that flower my entire life, tread right over it, and never noticed it. I mean, in the grass where you find it, there's hundreds of them usually. And they're small and somewhat inconspicuous. But my whole life, I've walked right over those until one day I noticed one and I learned the name of it. And now I can't help but notice it. And I know it seems like a small thing to know the name of the things around you. But we can't appreciate things if we don't see them. And what I'm saying is that I've been guilty, and I'm fairly certain that you have as well, of just ignoring everything around us. You know, the saying, can't see the forest for the trees. We've just been walking through life and just ignoring the things that are around us. So I want to challenge you to find something in your yard, near your work, a plant, an animal, a bird perhaps, and I want you to get on the internet and find a resource, some way to identify it. Ask someone you know who knows these things. And what I think you'll find is that once you know the name of this plant or animal, you'll never miss it again. You'll see it everywhere. And you'll learn to appreciate it when you didn't before.